Chapter 8, Lesson 8, Writing Linear Equations. All right, the first thing that we're going to talk about is slope-intercept form. We've already talked about what slope-intercept form looks like, so let's just do a little quick review to make sure you remember what slope-intercept form is. Y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. All right, now if we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form, there's two things that we need to know. Not too difficult. We need to know the slope and we need to know the y-intercept. Okay, if we're given the slope and the y-intercept, it's very simple. We just plug in the values for m and b. Okay, so an example, if we're given the slope is 2 of a line and the y-intercept is 1/3, we write our equation. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, slope is m, y-intercept is b. We plug it in. Y equals 2x plus 1/3. Okay, now if we're given a graph, we have to do a little bit more. We need to look at our graph and we need to locate the y-intercept, and we need to count the slope. So we count the rise over the run, and then we do just what we did before. We plug in the values. Okay, so let's look at an example. I apologize for my shaky line, but it should be close to what yours is on your graph. So we're going to look at this and we're going to say, okay, let's find my y-intercept. So let's look at where this line crosses the y-axis, and it looks like my y-intercept is at 4. And then I'm going to say, okay, what about my slope? We can start anywhere and count rise over run. And so it looks like my slope, or my m value, is -1/1, or just -1. So I'm going to write my equation. Y equals m, so the slope, so -1, or I can just put -x plus 4. All right, what if we're given 2 points though? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find the slope. And I'm going to use the slope formula. Okay, the second thing that I'm going to do after I have gotten the slope is I'm going to put the slope and 1 point into point slope form. And your point slope form, we'll do an example in a minute, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I'm going to fill in for the y1, for the m, and the x1, and then I'm going to simplify to slope-intercept form. Okay, so let's look at an example. If I'm given the points 4, 8, and -2, 5, I'm first going to say, all right, let's find the slope. So I'm going to do y minus y over x minus x. So I get 3/6, or 1/2. So m equals 1/2. Now I'm going to take that point slope form and I'm going to say, okay, y minus 8 equals 1/2 times x minus 4. And then I'm going to simplify. So y minus 8 equals 1/2 x minus 2 plus 8 on both sides, and y equals 1/2 x plus 6. All right, what if I'm given a table? Well, if I'm given a table, I first need to pick 2 points to use to find the slope, just like we did before. Then I'm going to use point slope form, just like before, and simplify. So let's look at a table. If I'm given this table, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 points to find the slope. So I'm going to say, okay, m equals I'm going to pick these two because I don't want to use those positive or those negative numbers, and those ones are getting a little too big. So I'm going to do 4 minus 1 over 12 minus 8. So my slope is 3/4. And now I'm going to say y minus, and I'm going to pick this point to use. So y minus 1 equals 3/4 times x minus 8. So y minus 1 equals 3/4 x. I'm just distributing here. Minus 6. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Y equals 3/4 x minus 5.